Hi, I'm Nathan George and I'm the owner of Pixeled, a website development and inbound marketing agency based here in Geelong. In this video, we're going to cover how to make the best use of Google Analytics. For some, the mention of Google Analytics conjures up thoughts of numbers, statistics and graphs that are complicated and make no sense. Well, I'm here to give you some guidance on the critical pieces of information that anyone can take from Google Analytics and help you make informed decisions for your business and for your marketing activity. Some important questions that Google Analytics can answer for you are: how many people visit my website? Where do my visitors live? What other websites send traffic to my website? What marketing tactics drive the most traffic to my website? Which pages on my website are the most popular? How many visitors have I converted into leads or customers? Where did my converting visitors come from and go to on my website? How can I improve my website's speed? And what blog content do my visitors like the most? The first step is to sign up for Google Analytics, which you can do at analytics.google.com and create an account. From there, you can create your first website property. There will be some code that you'll need to install on your website. You might need a website developer to do this, but there are a number of plugins available to make this easy on popular content management systems such as WordPress. There is a lot of useful information in the audience section of your Google Analytics account. In the top right-hand corner, there are some date fields that you can change to change the data range. I prefer to work on the last 30 days option. You'll be able to see how many users have visited your website, how many sessions in total. Now think of that as a sitting. If a user came back the next day, it's another session. And how many pages these users viewed. The number of pages per session is then calculated. This is an important metric. If users are finding your website useful or interesting, they will generally dive deeper by clicking through other pages. A higher pages per session value confirms this. A low pages per session value indicates that users are jumping on your site and then leaving soon after. Maybe there is something to work on. But as a general rule, aim for something above 2. Similarly, the average session duration can be an indication of users finding your site useful and sticking around for a period of time. The bounce rate is a percentage of users that landed on your website and then left immediately after. These users did not click on any other links to navigate through your website, and this can be an indication of a website that doesn't answer a user's question or content that wasn't engaging enough. It could also mean that the wrong type of people are somehow finding their way to your website but discovering it's not what they wanted. As a rule of thumb, a high bounce rate might be something above 70%. But just to throw a spanner in the works, I've seen people that write amazing blogs all the time and drive lots of traffic to these blogs via social media, search engine rankings, and even paid advertising. Often the people reading these blogs already know the person writing them and have seen the website before. So after reading the blog, it's actually expected that these users will not click through to anything else. They won't browse the entire website every time a blog is posted. So keep that in mind. A bounce rate is just an indication of what could be going on and is not necessarily a bad sign. In the acquisition section of Google Analytics, you can see the source of all your traffic. That is the channel that the user found your website from. The different source types are organic search, visitors who come to your website after searching google.com and other search engines. Paid search, visitors who come to your website from Google Ads or other paid search ads. Direct, visitors who come to your website without a traceable referral source, such as typing your URL into their address bar or using a bookmark on their browser. Referral are visitors who come to your website from another website by clicking on a link. And social, visitors who come to your website from a social network. Comparing the size of each of these sources can help you identify an area that you might want to increase or perhaps learn where you are already doing well and could take further advantage of. Take a look at the bounce rate, the pages per session, and the session duration for each of your sources. You'll often find that different traffic sources yield different results. If you are big on social media, perhaps your users will dive deeper into your website. If your Google ads aren't working too well, maybe that will show too. Click into each source if you want a further breakdown. The behavior section will make it clear as day which pages on your website are being accessed the most. In most cases, it will be your homepage, followed by your about or contact page. Take a look at the list though, and you might be surprised at what your users are seeking out. Finding out that a particular piece of content is popular is the perfect opportunity to make it even better. Think about how you could extend on that content that is already there. You might write more words on that page, answer more questions, but you might add some images, a video, or an infographic. This is where you can add real value to your website visitors because you know what they're looking for. Within behaviors, if you click on Site Content, All Pages, you'll get a lot more detailed information on the performance of each page on your site. Average time on the page is an interesting stat, but I like to look at the entrance and exit page columns. An entrance means that this was the first page the user saw on your website. A high entrance rate means that it's either popular on search engines or you're driving traffic to that particular page by other means. What's really valuable is the exit page column. Now this indicates that this was the last page the user visited on your website. In a perfect world, every user would end where you want them to, on an inquiry page or perhaps an e-commerce checkout page. This won't be the case, but you might discover that users are exiting on pages that you don't want them to. Maybe that page didn't solve their problem, or maybe you didn't direct the user to do anything. Review those pages and consider adding a call to action or a strong next step to do something. For example, you could end your blog posts with a summary of what the reader should do next, such as contacting you for further help or link to a product to purchase. Try and encourage your website visitors to exit where you actually want them to. At the end of the day, all of these metrics are great bits of information, but you want to use them to drive actual business results. I don't care if people spend 50 days on my website in a session if nobody is ever purchasing. Google Analytics allows you to set up goals, so you can then identify things like, my e-commerce sales mostly come from social media sources. My inquiries mostly come from organic search results. We'll get into goals a little bit more in the next video, but keep in mind that marketing without any goals is next to pointless. Good luck diving deeper into Google Analytics.